is going to be Milliken.
That's a key drive right here for Georgia.
Adrian Karsten, what do you have for it?
Ron, very big drive for Georgia, and Jim Donnan knows it. A point. Early in the year, he thought Quincy Carter was taking some hits he didn't necessarily have to. He was trying to do too much on his own. Now at halftime, he comes out of the locker room and tells me, you know, Adrian, very honestly, maybe I shackled Quincy too much. Now I'm going to let him go. I mean, this practically is our season down here. He also wants to get the ball to the tight ends more, and that means better pass blocking by the offensive line. However, there is a problem. Left tackle Jonas Jennings is out of the game. With a bad left ankle, he's going to have to be backed up by a freshman.
Yep, Alex Jackson, number 79, a 318-pound freshman. As they throw on first down, and well, Phillips got turned completely around. That one was way too tall.
Ron, 2 critical plays in the first half. 4th and 1 yard for Georgia. I think they made a very good play call. They caught Purdue sleeping, but Rose makes a great play, knocks the fullback off, and then Clopton makes the tackle. Then a 10-point turnaround. Drew Brees throws the pass, intercepted by Henderson, and they got a field goal out of that. So that got them back in the ball game. 2 big plays.
Michael in motion, big tight end. Gets that one to Greer. And he's going to pick up about 6 yards. Depends on, well, they're going to have him out of bounds at the 29.
Said all along, Ron, and you and I both heard Jim Donnan talk about his 2 tight ends, Randy McMichael and Javaris Johnson, and I think that they'll become more of a focal point here in the second half for Quincy Carter.
He really likes McMichael. McMichael wants to be a wide receiver, and he's so big. But actually, he's fast enough probably to play in some situations. Tipped and almost intercepted as Fells got a hand up.
Tried to go to Javaris Johnson, the tight end, and Willie Fells was sitting right on the play. In high school, he was a 189-pound wrestler. 3-year record of 99-2, so he understands leverage.
So 3 and out for Georgia to open the second half. Not the way they had planned it. Tilgo to punt it for the Bulldogs. Sutherland signals for the fair catch, and he lost it in the zone. Now that is a smart play right there, because he could have been a hero, backed up and tried to make it over the shoulder, and he'd have fumbled it and lost it, and that would not have been the way to open the second half for Purdue.
Wise move, Ron, and I think Jim Chaney, now the offensive coordinator of Purdue, will go back to some of the same things he started this game with. Get the ball to Chris Daniels. Drew Brees, 4 hurries. He's been sacked twice, and good decisions by Drew Brees because he didn't have receivers open. He took the sack. You'll see Daniels a little bit more be a receiver that Drew Brees looks for.
Don't forget, Lucky can play in this half, and number 50 is out there in that right defensive end spot, top of your screen in red. That pass is thrown complete to Daniels. In case you joined us late in the ball game, what happened to Dustin? He got in a fight in the Georgia Tech game. Of course, you're suspended for a full game. He had to sit out the second half of that one and the first half of this one. So his penalty has been served, and now he can go the second 30 minutes for the Bulldogs. Senior out of Stone Mountain, Georgia. One of the triplets. Richard Seymour goes to the sideline on the 2nd down and 5 situation. Brees steps up, gets the pass complete to his tight end Stratton. Now they say incomplete.
It's the first change we see in the alignment of Georgia, going to more of a cover defense in the secondary. Bringing extra DBs in, 3-man rush. Figured they couldn't get to Drew Brees in the first half. Let's defend a little bit more here in the second half. Good call.
Yeah, put right between his legs. Bell was there with the cover. So now it's 3rd down. 5 of 8 for Purdue, but actually when you count it, only 1 of the last Daniels over the middle. Got it complete. Breaks the tackle. And Daniels not only has the first down to take it to the 37-yard line. Man finally put the stop on it, but it's 16 yards.
And Chris Daniels used the umpire a little bit there, too, as a rub-off. Knew he had man coverage. Chris Daniels going to go in motion. Now works up the football field. There's the umpire right here. So he uses him a little bit. Vieira, the defensive back, the redshirt freshman, Larry Mann, finally makes a tackle.
You know, you said the umpire would be important in this
game. He is.
Latrell Lowe, the running back. Here comes the flag. I just got it out of my mouth. J.C. Lineback just called his first holding call of the game. Ooh. I hope there are not many more of those. I mean, I'm sure what he saw was right.
He heard you.
Yeah. We don't need anything to lengthen this football game. It's going to be long enough as it is.
I like what Purdue's coming right out, trying to find Daniels on the quick passing game. Low on the draw plays. They pick up a big penalty here that they got to overcome. Kevin Ramsey, the defensive coordinator, trying to find something to throw off Drew Brees.
The Kobe just came out, the guard, the right guard, and Aaron Starnes, number 75, just came in replacing him. Aaron's a senior, 6'4", 302 out of Shawnee, Kansas. This time, Georgia given all kinds of cushion. They came up and closed it quickly with Wansley, and he put Winston down in a hurry.
Wansley read that little bubble screen, and he broke through before anybody could block him. He just reads it. He beats the block right here, makes the tackle on Donald Winston. Donald Winston's thinking to himself, where did Wansley come from that quick?
He ran right by his teammates. You could see him. So now it's second down, and they got to take it all the way out to the 48-yard line. Line of scrimmage to the 26.
Still a three-man rush.
Yeah, they're offside again. Sutherland right over the middle.
They'll take that penalty. Get that down back.
Seymour guilty of coming across before the ball was snapped. So encroachment against him.
Offside defense. It'll be a 5-yard penalty and remain second down.
Adrian Karsten, what do you have for us?
Interesting to note, Ron, I think, and worthy. So after even that big hit by Wansley, there was no reaction by his teammates on the field. Point being, there's really a lack of enthusiasm on Georgia's part. Has been ever since the kickoff. And a surprise to the coaches, they told me at halftime, because this is a Saturday game. They prepared just like they would for any other Saturday game during the season. And they're really surprised at just how flat this team is.
Well, that is surprising. Brees got Sutherland again at the 40-yard line.
And that last offside penalty by Georgia makes 17 penalties on both teams in this ball game. Been a sloppy game.
Loeb checks back into the lineup, so now it's third down. And they need about 8 yards to pick up the first. Purdue leads it 25-10. Just over 11 minutes to play in this third quarter. Brees got him open for the first down.
That's what happens when you only rush 3 players, but they couldn't get to him with a 4- and 5-man and a 6-man rush in the first half, so they're trying to defend right now. But that gives him a little bit more time to let Randall Lane find an opening in the zone coverage and come open. He's got forever to throw back here. You see the 3-man rush? double teams all over on the 3 defensive linemen. Randall Lane finally comes open.
3 catches for Lane, 34 yards. Making sure that the receiver at the bottom of your screen got up to the line of scrimmage so they'd have enough men there. If he had been off the ball, only 6 at the line of scrimmage. Winds up throwing the block. Dawson to pave the way for that run by Lowe to go all the way to the 29-yard line. Good for 18 yards.
This could be the backbreaker for Georgia right here.
You're
because
right.
This drive, they've got to shut it down now. They cannot allow Purdue any more points on the board, especially a touchdown. But they outflanked them there, Ron, with the motion man. They had a tight end, and they ran a toss sweep. They've done a nice job sweeping and running the draw. Just to keep Georgia honest.
Fakes it to Lowe. That one is to Winston, and he is shoved out of bounds after a gain of 5, maybe 6 yards by Henderson. You know, if you're a part of the defense, whether you're a secondary guy or if you're an interior lineman having to rush against an offense like this, you talk about frustrating. You can get tired and frustrated very, very easily.
Yeah, you could come out of the ball game and say, you know, I've never touched anybody, made any tackles. You know, I'm rushing, but he gets rid of the football. It can be that way. Daniel's back in the ball game. He's the short receiver that Brees likes.
They tried to cross him up on a running play, and that's not going to go for very much at all as Witherspoon is right there to make the tackle. Well, Montrell Lowe is not a real big fellow. As you can see, he gets lost in the trees at only 5'8", 189. He's a redshirt freshman out on LaPorte, Texas.
Fred Akers started a lot of those Texas recruits on to Purdue.
Well, the line to make is the 19-yard line, indicated by our ESPN First Attempt, presented by AMD Athlon Processor. After about 18 and a half. 10th play of the drive. Brees has got Daniels for the first down. Orontis Grant will make the tackle.
This is the route Ron, that they ran for the touchdown early in the ball game. Just an arrow route where he works up inside against the linebacker and just breaks it back outside. It's pitch and catch.
So it's a first down of the ball just outside of the 17-yard line. Brees 6 of 7 for 40 yards this quarter. Here comes the pressure, and it's quarterback draw. Actually a very good call, but right there to smell it out was Josh Millard, beg your pardon.
Josh is a good football player. Last year, I can remember talking to Jim Don, and he said, we won't let him practice against our first-team offense because he just disrupts everything. He's a very good pass rusher, and that's what they're looking out of him in the second half here. Maybe he can get to Drew Brees.
3 wide receivers go left this time. Roll it back this direction. Looking in the end zone. Nobody is there. Now delivers it. Caught it out of bounds. Daniels.
The official got taken out too, so there was no official that could see where his feet was at because the official that was supposed to be there got knocked down. Drew Brees, guard coming out, and the Purdue fans are not liking what they see here. No, he's out of bounds.
He was catching it, but he did not have possession.
It's close.
Roll. Can I look at that just one more time? From that close angle?
That's your answer?
That's my answer.
Georgia's going to come after you here.
8 of 11 on third down conversions. And Stratton, the tight end, came out of a stance before the ball was snapped.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense. It'll be a 5-yard penalty and remain third down.
Daniels again, Ron, there's what you're looking for. I don't think he had the ball.
No, I don't either.
Georgia now needs to take advantage of the penalty by Purdue. Shut him down at least to a field goal.
Brees pumped it once, going to go for the end zone. Got Sutherland there, and it's knocked away at the last moment.
Boy, nice job by Tim Wansley. Oh, number 2, he recovered. Vinny Sutherland had him beat on the pump fake, but Tim Wansley came back and deflected that football. Good job by Wansley, just getting his hand up.
Now Dortch to attempt the extra point. Now Mike, he has a low trajectory on his kick. He's had 4 blocked in 1999, and this kick plenty long enough and plenty wide right. So all of a sudden, from a scoring machine in that first half, Purdue they're doing a walkabout now.
You remember that play by Wansley, because that was a big play that forced Sutherland not to be able to catch that touchdown pass.
Take a timeout. 8:39 left in the third quarter. Purdue, we are back, and the Purdue faithful still very excited, but Michael, they've just kind of dozed off here also.
Yeah, they have. They've given Georgia a chance to get back in this football game.
Georgia's defense has had a lot to do with it, but all of a sudden that prolific scoring machine of the first half is not here in the second half. This is Edwards. Headed back into the middle. And finally going to be stopped at the 40-yard line. 17 yards. Sure looked as though that if he had stayed to the outside, he only had one guy to beat.
Stayed to the outside, he may have gone all the way. Jonas Jennings is back in the ball game. He had a good block on that Steve Herndon. Also the left guard. Set up, quick screen out to the backside. Terrence Edwards gets it. Now he gets it blocked by Jennings and Herndon. And again, if he stays outside, I think they'd have had a shot at him. Adrian Beasley would have had a shot.
4 catches for 51 yards for Edwards. Actually, Jennings just being there scared him off his feet. Here's the option. Gets it back to Arnaud. Going nowhere. David Nugent. Well, coming up tonight on ESPN Classic, catch the entire Sports Century countdown of the 50 greatest athletes of the 20th century. From number 50 all the way to number 1. The Sports Century Marathon begins at 7 Eastern and runs through 8 o'clock tomorrow night. To order ESPN Classic, dial 1-800-CLASSIC or call your cable provider. Second down, Georgia draw play, and Arnaud is going to be stopped after a gain of the 1.5 yards that he lost just a moment ago. Mitrione is there.
Ron, talking about David Nugent, made the play before. He came to Purdue as a tight end, 3-year starter, but he had a quote in that I read where he said it just feels good being a part of building a tradition at Purdue. And a lot of times the teams that win all the time get the best recruits, but sometimes a guy like David Nugent chose to go to a school where he wants to be on the foundation of building a tradition.
Third down, line to make the 49 of Purdue. And from the shotgun formation, there's flags and whistles. I think Nugent is from Germantown High School, which puts out a lot of good athletes in all sports for that matter.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense. It'll be a 5-yard penalty and remain third down.
And Ron, Purdue has a good football tradition. Recently, Joe Tiller's added to it. The first football game I ever saw was Jack Mullenkoff in 1956 at Notre Dame. Purdue played, and Lenny Dawson was the quarterback. And so they've had a lot of good quarterbacks, a lot of good teams, and a proud football tradition.
Standing up right now, asking their defense to put a stop on Georgia on this third down play. Pressure on Quincy Carter, drills it complete, and that, I believe, yes, is enough for the Georgia first down.
Again, the strength of Quincy Carter's arm, running away and throwing across his body, and he gets enough on that football to get the first down. Out of the shotgun, gets a better look. Purdue with a blitz and man-for-man coverage, and you can see the strength of that arm with that completion.
Nugent with good pressure on him, but Quincy just kept on sprinting out and threw it complete.
Georgia just hanging in here.
Comes a quick screen out to Edwards. Gets one blocker. Brings a second, and now it's going to be taken out of bounds. And 15 yards because he hit him out of bounds.
They're having a hard time with that quick screen backside because Edwards has got so much speed on the backside. Mike Rose might pick that penalty up. Jim Donnan's found something he likes too, this quick screen to the backside.
Well, as we talked about in the first half, when Georgia spreads out Purdue, the difference in quickness and speed becomes very evident. And Purdue's having a tough time with this.
Yeah, Jonas Jennings, when he comes out to block on that play, and Willie Fells is the penalty.
This penalty is going to take the ball down just inside the 22-yard line. We got 5:49 left to play in the third quarter. If Georgia puts this one in the end zone, goes without saying, we got a brand new ball game.
They've just hung around today, and they're just making the most of opportunities that Purdue really has given them here late. They got a busting formation, and Quincy Carter's going to take a timeout.
Oh, he is screaming at Phillips. I think from the gesture we see he is supposed to have been on the other side of the formation. Let's take a timeout. We'll be right back.
Rated R. Select theaters, check local listings.
I think AOL is one big community.
It's not hard at all to use.
Customer service is always there to help.
I've never heard of anybody else having what AOL has.
People that are on are just like you.
America Online. So easy to use. No wonder it's #1. Sign up today.
Heisman winner Ron Dane leads Wisconsin against Stanford in the Rose Bowl. Presented by AT&T. 4:30 Eastern.
Back at the Outback Bowl, 2000 with 6. Uga 6. Right now, Uga trying to push the ball in the end zone. See now if a slumbering Purdue team can come alive, because they have not been on top of it in the third quarter.
I think maybe the heat's got Purdue. Inside by Patrick Pass, the tailback. He gets a nice block on the linebacker.
Gain of 10 on the play as Beasley finally makes a stop. Adrian Karsten, what do you have?
Just following through on Donnan's game plan here in the second half. He has really had to be patient with Quincy, as I mentioned just before we kicked off for the second half, because he was taking hits and doing some things, just trying to run the offense by himself. But remember, I said he was going to open this up a little bit, whether it's the option, whether he wants to throw the ball, whether he wants to keep it himself and take that quarterback draw up in there. It's easy to see now how Quincy has become that much more of a leader here in the second half. And Ron, I also have to say, as flat as Georgia was in the first half, Purdue is just that flat here in the second half. It's just a huge shift in momentum, I think.
Ron, going back to what Adrian said, sometimes when you're calling plays and you only got one quarterback, and Quincy Carter If anything happened to him, Georgia would be in bad shape. And sometimes you don't want to call option plays or quarterback draws because you don't want him to get hit. Mitchell's the backup quarterback and relatively inexperienced, but right now it looks like Jim Donnan let it all hang out. Let Quincy get hit, and he's calling the best plays that gives his teams the best chance to get in that end zone.
When you put in that youngster's hands, it's got a pretty good shot at getting into the end zone. Here's first down from the 12. Carter will go down and around the 8-yard line. Mike Rose finally put a stop on him.
We talked about Drew Brees being a Heisman candidate. Of course, Quincy Carter can set off his campaign because a lot has to do how you end the season sometime. Quincy Carter's had a good ball game. Early in the game, I didn't think passing game was relatively sharp, but he has warmed up pretty well. Drew Brees waiting for his chance to get back.
8 rushes, 27 yards for Carter. Quarterback draw. He's going to call his own number. Carter, the ball carrier. He will score.
I like his size, running up in there, and you. They're going to go for 2. Try to get it down to 7. And now Drew Brees. The pressure all falls on Purdue's offense. They have to answer this score.
Plus the fact they need to give their defense a little bit of a break. It's been a long drive by Georgia.
They're mixed up again. Georgia spending 2 timeouts here on this drive.
In a game this close.
Yep. They may need them. Quincy Carter, we talked about it earlier, 6'3", 223 pounds. Breaks up inside, then cuts to the outside, then shows you the power. Getting in that end zone. That's what he does best, Ron. He throws the ball very well, but he scrambles, and he's a tough runner.
Well, this week, the PGA Tour is in Maui. Kickoff of the 2000 season with the Mercedes Championship live from the Plantation Course at Kapalua. Tiger Woods, along with 30 other tournament winners from last season, will compete. First round coverage begins Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com. Ron Franklin, Mike Gottfried, Adrian Karsten, coming to you from the Outback Bowl 2000, Tampa Bay, Florida. On first down, this is Edwards. He pitches it back to Patrick Pass, who will pick up the 2 points.
Very good call by Jim Donnan. It's a sweep that turns into an option play.
Sheldon's a timeout on the field. 4:33 left in the 3rd quarter, and Georgia has awakened, down by 7.
If you take vitamins, stay tuned for a special free offer from Puritan's Pride.
Buying my family's vitamins through the Puritan's Pride catalog saves me both time and money.
With Puritan's Pride, I get the finest quality vitamins direct from America's #1 vitamin catalog. A fantastic 2-for-1 savings.
It really is the smartest way to buy vitamins. And when I buy 1 bottle, I get another one free.
Look, buy 1 bottle of vitamin E, get another one free. 2 for only $12.50. Or get 2 bottles of ginkgo biloba, both for only $6.95.
Buying vitamins from Puritan's Pride is so convenient. You can order by mail, by phone, or right online at PuritansPride.com.
Puritan's Pride stands behind every purchase with a full 1-year money-back guarantee. I like that.
The Puritan's Pride catalog has everything I need. Vitamins, minerals, herbs. The selection is tremendous. You really should call for your free Puritan's Pride vitamin catalog. You'll be glad you did.
If you want to save money on vitamins, call now for your free Puritan's Pride vitamin catalog.
Puritan's Pride.
Purdue's lead is now cut to 7 in that scoring drive. 8 plays, 77 yards, and they used up just over 4 minutes. And right now, this ball game, well, it didn't look like it was going to be this way in the first half. At 25-0, Purdue was having their way.
Wide receiver Terrence Edwards was a high school quarterback, and he pitches the ball out on the option play to Patrick Pass. Completely fooled Purdue defensively. Using your talents.
Donovan to kick it off. You see a little yard repair out there. 2 yards deep in the end zone. This is Clapton. Stop inside the 20-yard line. J.R. Jenkins on the special teams.
We talked about Kevin Ramsey, Joe Kynes defensively making adjustments on Drew Brees. First 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns. They've shut him down the last 5 possessions. This is big for Purdue. Jim Chaney, the offensive coordinator, and Drew Brees right here. He needs to answer Georgia's score.
Back in the ball game at right guard.
3-man rush by Georgia has caused some problems for Purdue.
Take that reverse. And as a flag comes down from way downfield. Bailey on the tackle of Lowe.
The penalties have just killed Purdue.
Correction, making the reception. 45 on Bailey on the stop.
And that's hurt them as much as anything in this ball game. Turnovers. They had a chance to go way up in the ball game, and Drew Brees threw the interception. Jamie Harrison picked it off. But penalties have always made it long yardage situations. Good play fake by Drew Brees. Blocked by Matt Light, and he's going to be called for the holding. But you got to credit Kevin Ramsey. They hung in there. They found some things that may have given Purdue some problems. Kevin sitting up there and making moves, trying to get his defense in great position.
They're going to take it all the way out to the 27-yard line to pick up the first down. And it's Lowe in the draw play. Breaks the tackle at the 15, still fighting out to the 24. Boy, that is a great second and third effort. And Lowe got up and was screaming at the defender. Lowe's only 5'8", as we mentioned, but he is really tough.
And Ron, what happens when you give a 3-man rush? You can't hit the draw up in there, and that's exactly what Purdue hit Montrell Lowe, the redshirt freshman, up inside on the draw play. This is vintage Drew Brees. You'd expect him to take his team down and score here.
Well, last year when we had him in the Outback Bowl against K-State, trailed at that time, and he led them back on the final drive. This running play close to the first down by Lowe. Just depends on from where that linesman has come in. It would appear he would pick up the first down as Bell makes the tackle.
Ron, what I was talking about is when you get a three-man rush and Kevin Ramsey's so content on stopping this. There's three-man rush. There's one, there's two, there's three, and one linebacker. So you got 5 offensive linemen to double the nose guard and get off on the linebacker, and that's why the draw is a good play against the three-man rush.
That was good for the first down. Lowe picked it up. The ball now at the 27.5-yard line. About to go under 3 minutes left in the third quarter.
You got to take what they're going to give you.
Pass. He's loose on the outside. Vinny Sutherland caught from behind at the 33 by Robinson. Yards on the play.
Well, Corey Robinson may have saved a touchdown because Vinny Sutherland is the speedster on this football team, and you throw the ball out to him on the quick screen. Now you got good blocks right here, sealed inside. Randall Lane's one of them. And now you get outside, and Robinson has to catch the speedster, the track player from Purdue, and he does.
Sutherland shake it up a little bit. They went across the field to attend to him, but you can see he is trotting off under his own power.
See, I like what you're having right now is a game of strategy. Purdue working against the adjustments of Georgia, and now they've hit him with a couple draws, and they hit him with a bubble screen on the outside. So maybe now see if what Kevin Ramsey tries to do here.
The ball to Lowe. He puts the head down. He's going to have 5, 6, maybe 7 yards in the play.
Here's where Georgia has stepped it up in the last 5 drives. They haven't allowed Purdue to get any closer. You got to pick your poison. Do you blitz him right here and try to get to him?
You got to go one way or the other. You can't be stagnant.
Well, you can't stay in the same things, and they've already started. Now they got a 4-man rush. They got a 3-man rush.
Quick count, and they go with the running play. He's not going to have the first down. It'll bring up a 3rd down, and from where the linesman has come in, it's going to be about a yard short. Bruce Adrien on the tackle.
That's why so much goes into it, Ron. Every play, you're trying to find the edge. Both coaching staffs. You know what the offense has done up to this point. Now you're trying to get the edge. They jumped into a 4-man rush there, and it stopped the run.
This is 4 down anyway with the problems they've had with their kicking game.
Yeah, without a doubt. You're right.
Straight ahead. He didn't get it. Cedric Brown got whacked down hard. Bell was the leader of the group.
The only reason I don't like that play is because you don't have a lead blocker, and that's exactly what happens. Kendall Bell gets to hit the single back, but they got a good spot. Still 4th down.
Dorse on the sideline. Like I said, he has had 4 blocks this year. He's missed an extra point, and he also has missed a field goal.
Clock's moving. Drew Brees not even in the huddle yet.
He's going to have to call a timeout because they're at 13 now with 12 seconds. See if he can get to the line of scrimmage and get it off. 7 seconds down to 6. And 4th and 1. Fakes it, put it on his hip, going to run it. And he got it. It's just barely. I think his knee touched down before he got there.
I think they would have been better off to take the timeout there. They got a good spot again.
Yep, they did. Vieira finally came over. Oh, this is awfully close. The groan, I think they got it. The groan you heard was from the Georgia side of the field.
Good play call by Jim Chaney, but Georgia sitting right at home. Vieira, number 15, the redshirt freshman, knew Drew Brees was going to keep that football.
He got it.
He got a generous spot.
Very.
Now I think you come right back and you go to Daniels. They've run the ball successfully here. Let's see if they go to Daniels or Lane or Sutherland in a little quick passing game right here.
Daniels, number 20. Chris James, number 28. And Sutherland, 14. All of them have touchdowns in this ball game. We'll find out in the fourth quarter because the third is now history. So let's take a timeout. Purdue driving. They lead it 25-18 over Georgia. Back for the final 15 minutes after we pause for this.
Luxurious Jeep Grand Cherokee. With QuadraDrive, our most advanced four-wheel drive system ever, you can travel to the world's most exotic places. So there's no limit to what you might come across.
I need a vacation.
My dad taught me what it means to be a true fan. What it means to come out and give 110%. Right, Dad? Yeah! I'm more the quiet thing. Oh, yeah! Well, the cold doesn't bother me so much. It's the chili dogs. Oh, that's why I bring out the Rolaids.
Rolaids starts to neutralize acid in less than 10 seconds, getting you back on your game fast.
It's just like Grandpa always says. You gotta be your best out here.
Rolaids, R-O-L-A-I-D-S, spells relief.
Mom doesn't make it out to the games. I don't know why.
You're sweating like crazy.
You got TV cameras all over you.
The last thing you want is this white clumpy thing running down your arm.
It's just rude.
We asked some of the hottest pros under the sun to switch antiperspirants.
Degree Invisible Solid? What's that? I would assume it goes on clear, but I'm not sure I believe that.
When your body heats up, Degree Invisible Solid releases extra protection with a clear difference.
Right there. See, there's no white stuff. The harder I work, the harder it works. No flaking, no funk, no Klingons.
Degree Invisible Solid. Works hard, but never shows.
After the match, there's a ton of girls. Gotta be cool.
Advance Auto Parts presents part number 16. Larry, our battery expert. Larry installs more Autocraft batteries in a day than most people do in a lifetime. No matter what you drive, Larry will make sure you get the right battery for your car. 92 Accord?
Yeah.
Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
Okay, everyone, think always on, fast internet connections. Data, is video ready?
She's a huge file, but downloading fast.
Great trip. Oh, I don't feel so compressed.
Nice. What about voice?
I'm coming.
Okay, everyone, on 3.
Now there's a new kind of internet company called Rhythms that keeps you a step ahead. Rhythms DSL over a Cisco-powered network gives you always-on, ultra-fast access, so you won't miss a beat. Rhythms, it's where internet connections are moving.
Well, the Georgia faithful having a good time. And who's to know, this may be his second millennium that he's seeing there. He got that neck brace on. I think he's been battling with that stick, Mike.
Ernest. Ernest Hemingway's here. Ron, I look for Daniels or Sutherland to get the football here.
7 plays, 73 yards. Here we go. First play of the fourth quarter. They go with a running play. Hit in the backfield is low and knocked down by 97 Marcus Stroud. What a huge play that one could turn into. As we look at the defensive stats, Bell with 10 tackles and Henderson with 7 to lead the way for Georgia. And of those 10 tackles by Bell, 7 are solo. For Purdue, Phelps with 10 and Hawthorne with 6. Big stop by Marcus Stroud just now.
Marcus Stroud was chose Georgia over Florida. He was the first big recruiting coup for Georgia.
Jim Donnan is with
Jim Donnan.
His regime. Brees. Took to Daniels.
Brees' pass is going to be
used down there and it didn't work. It's going to be third down and at least 12. Bell makes the stop. And let's check in with Adrian.
The time in this game. There was a time in this game, probably late second quarter, where pass rush after pass rush after pass rush was really starting to wear down the Georgia defensive line. Well, then Jim Donnan began adding a fourth defensive lineman in pass rush situations. Combine that with the way that Georgia controlled the ball in the third quarter, has that defensive line right back here in the game. The thing I've noticed the most is they're watching and balance now between pass rush and playing the run, not just concentrating on getting after Brees.
Adrian, still have not got to Drew Brees, though. Either defensive line. I think that both defensive lines are worn out.
Georgia looks as though they're going to bring him from the outside. As Brees steps up, Chris Daniels dropped the ball. He did throw it a little bit behind him.
And now you got to go to the field goal, which has been an adventure.
Been an adventure. We mentioned that he has had 4 field goals blocked in 1999. Going to be an attempt of 38 yards from the far hash mark. Missed one from 40 earlier today. Good pass, plenty of distance on this one, and he missed it. Well, Purdue is trying everything they can to help Georgia in this football game, and they have.
They really have, Ron. They've made about as many mistakes, and once they got their big lead, Travis Dorsch thought this was good.
You know something?
You know what? I agree with him. He's going to run right down the field, and he's going to ask the officials why that was not good.
I don't know what other angle we might look at it from, but
he was adamant. He
you.
ran all the way down the field.
I thought it did go right over the top of the upright from that. Obviously, we're sitting on the sideline when the play actually happened. This is Greer. Breaks it out big and is going to be tackled just shy of the 45-yard line.
Ron, they have not solved the quick screen by Georgia, and Jim Donnan continues to go back to it. That has been a big play in the second half, and you credit adjustments, credit Jim Donnan with his staff just keep coming back to it. They can't stop it. Purdue looks like they're out of gas on defense. A tired football team.
Carter's going to run it out of bounds. Tell you what, Odom took a big chance in that shove right there because he shoved him out of bounds. That could have been a personal foul.
Redshirt freshman. Quincy Carter shows you that ability to scramble. Purdue coach has said he's a lot like Michael Bishop, the Kansas State quarterback they played against last year in the Alamo Bowl.
Second down, Carter, quarterback draw, and not much there. Nugent took his feet out from under him, and then Odom came over the top. But now this is going to be a third down. Let's see where they're putting it down. He's still got about 10 or 11 yards for the first.
Good job reaction-wise by David Nugent and the defensive lineman of Purdue getting off blocks. All the wide receivers coming in for Georgia now. 5 wide receivers in the game.
12:30 left in our ball game. 25 Purdue, 18 Georgia.
Looks like down here at the bottom of the screen they got what they want.
Got the quick screen over the middle, not even close. Parker caught it. And then, I mean, Willie Fells was all over him.
Willie Fells, 10th on Purdue's career tackle list, came into the game with 330. Just keeps adding to it.
Sutherland drops off as the single deep guy for Purdue. Remember, he was shaken up on that run a while ago. And by the way, that officially was a run and not a pass. That ball was thrown away from the line of scrimmage. So he was given credit for that of a rush rather than a pass reception. Good coverage kick, very high, and the spiral will not turn over. Made it just inside the 20. So let's take a break. 11:27 left in the ball game. 25-18 Purdue.
Well, when I got hurt and missed work, thought I had supplemental insurance.
Supplemental insurance? What's that? Aflac.
Well, even best insurance doesn't give you cash to cover things like lost pay, other expenses. This does.
What does? Aflac.
Shouldn't ask about it at work.
Really? And what's it called? Aflac!
Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete.
Aflac.
Get up, get down. Hang tight, hang loose. Outback in the sun.
You know that little voice in your head makes you feel guilty for having too much of a good thing? Yeah, we don't either.
Outback Steakhouse, no rules, just right.
Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right.
Well, in spite of all the doom and gloomers, Y2K is come and gone. You're still here. I'm still here. TV is still working. Hey, the only big deal about Y2K was Buick's Not to Worry event. Matter of fact, that's still going too, but it ends January 3rd. And during Buick's Not to Worry event, get a special Millennium Package offer. You doing the math? On the Century 2000 Special Edition. I was never worried about a thing. You know, I just get a little thirsty sometimes.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2000 Outback Bowl is presented by Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right. And in part by Buick and your local Buick dealers. Isn't it time for a real car? Well, we're back for the final 15 minutes. Actually, for the final 11 minutes and 27 seconds. When we get an opportunity, we're going to go back and look at that field goal one more time because that thing's closer than close.
Ron, it looks like it's good. The official is shielding his eye. He's looking into the sun. See him right there at the bottom, looking into the sun. That looks like a way in the kicker's reaction because he comes running down the football field. There he comes right there. Travis Dorsch, he thought it was good.
I kind of agree with you, Travis. Cedric Brown, the lone setback. Brees, the ball not caught. He was juggling the ball. Daniels was as he went out of bounds. You remember what happened last year at the Alamo Bowl? We had about 16 drops by the Purdue Boilermakers, and all of a sudden they've started juggling the football.
Right, go back to that kick, Ron. Again, we've seen our kickers or the kick returners shield their eyes. Vinny Sutherland one time lost track of the ball, and I think the official may have lost track of that football. Well, his back's to the receiver, or back to the referee that makes the call incomplete. Officials are getting tired too.
Brees just throws that one away, and now here comes a flag, and they're going to call intentional grounding. Bell with a great rush on the play, also Stroud.
They've shut Drew Brees down here, and you got to give credit to Georgia to stay in here and keep fighting. Kevin Ramsey with a good game plan in here. He stuck with it, found tinkered with some adjustments.
Intentional grounding on the offense. Loss of down only. It is now 3rd down.
Purdue flat. Adrian talked about it on the sidelines. It's been a hot day.
25 penalties between the two of them. there may be as big a play as this ball game has seen. Got it to Daniel.
You talk about a big play now right here.
Boy, they picked this one up. Vieira made the tackle, but it looks like it's good for 24 yards.
And Drew Brees thinks he's picked it up. Daniels with a catch over the middle. Corey Robinson was the defender.
He got it.
That was big.
Hey, recognize this young man? Mike Bobo, starting quarterback. He's a graduate. Well, actually, he's not a graduate assistant anymore. He just took the job at Jacksonville State. For folks that missed the ball game against Wisconsin, he completed 19 passes in a row and finished the ball game 26 of 29.
I'll add to that in a second.
Brees, short drop. Quick looking pass. Got it back. Lane. That's good for another first down. What you got?
Go back to that ball game, and Jim Donnan that week was asked about the accuracy of Mike Bobo, and he said, I'm really concerned about him because he's not throwing the ball well, and he completed one time 19 or 20 in a row. So Jim Donnan said, don't ask me to predict anything anymore.
Yeah, with 19 in a row is what he hit. And see the black trousers they pulled out for that ball game, and they thought the magic was in the trousers. Actually, it was in that man right there. It was in Mike Bobo's arm. First and 10. Here they come with the blitz. Picked up in the ball. Well, I'm not sure who that was intended for, whether it was A.T. Simpson or Randall Lane. Adrian, what do you have for us?
Let's also give the nod to the defense on that day, Ron. They held Ron Dane, the Heisman Trophy winner from Wisconsin, to 36 yards on 14 carries. Very different defense that they have now. Very different personnel, but a great job on the defense on that day as well.
I want to wish Mike all the luck in the world, as we said, going to Jacksonville State to become the quarterback coach there. His first jobs are fun, aren't they?
And a lot of fun. He's trying now to figure out how to help his offense here.
Got it over the middle, close to 10 yards in the play, and now they've knocked him forward. The tackle on Dawson actually knocked him forward enough for the first down. He didn't have it before that contact.
And on that play, Drew Brees showed his arm strength at drilling that ball in there in the curl route.
Jim Donnan took his hat off, rubbed the top of his head as if to say, what else can we do to make things go wrong? See, here we go right there. Now the hit. And that was, well, man was holding on to him. But I think Henderson, who as it comes back. No, it's number 50, Lucky. Hit him and knocked him forward for the first down. Clock runs under 10 minutes left in the ball game. Brees pulls it down. He's going to run. And he fumbled, but the ball came out when he hit the ground. Tripped up by Grant. Orantes Grant. Now, if memory serves me correctly, since the last two drives in the first half and all of the second half, this part of the field, Purdue has navigated beautifully. But it's when they get down around the 20-yard line where Georgia has shut the door on them, and they have not been able to come away with points. The line to make is the 38-yard line, indicated by the ESPN First and 10, presented by AMD Athlon Processor. 8th play of the drive for the Boilers. Got this one complete, and he'll fight his way forward for another first down. That's Robert Tolbert.
Ron, what Purdue, the tough thing about Purdue is when they get in a close formation set where the two wide receivers are together, they'll pick. And if you're in man coverage, they pick you off. Robert Tolbert right up here, the two receivers. Robert Tolbert working against the other receiver, and it's just a rub-off for the first down. 4-yard gain, but a first down.
Brees. Oh, now he's going to go long. And Sutherland, boy, there's a lot of push in there and no flag. And the Purdue fans are saying, what? Wansley gave him a good shove.
Wansley's played a ball game
yes,
here
he
today.
has.
He's been very active in coverage, deflected one sure touchdown away from the wide receiver. Good coverage on the speed wide receiver, Vinny Sutherland. Reading the eyes of the receiver. When the receiver looks, he looks. Just gave him a little shove there. No harm, no foul.
Lowe checks into the lineup. Number 29, Montrell, the redshirt freshman from LaPorte, Texas. Second down and 10. Boilermakers.
Take this one in the center.
The clock is down to 2. He gets sent backwards as quickly as he went into the line, and now it's going to be third down and at least 10 for Purdue. Miller and man on the tackle.
Been noticing the snaps to Drew Brees, and the center's getting tired too, Niedrich, because the snaps are low for Drew Brees. It gives him a little bit longer to get that football up, and he's not ready to deliver as quick as he was in the first half.
Crowd comes to life. 9 of 15 on third down conversions for Purdue. They need to take it to the 27.
Taking the blitz here.
Here comes Georgia. Got it away and incomplete, and Brees went down as Grant was all over it. Also Dustin Lucky.
This is a good move by Georgia right here. What they did is when you bring in Stratton at the tight end back in the block. Now watch, Stratton's back in the block, and they put the free safety over top of him to make sure he has to block him, which means the outside backer comes free, Arentis Grant. Nice little adjustment here at halftime by Kevin Ramsey and Joe Kynes.
This is only the second punt by Purdue in this football game. Rogers, the punter, rears the deep man. Very high. Good coverage kick, and Purdue is there, and they will catch the ball and down it at the 5-yard line. That's Sutherland. 33 yards in the kick. Let's take a break. 7:28 left in our game. Georgia down by 7 and an opportunity to come back and tie.
Well, in spite of all the doom and gloomers, Y2K is come and gone. You're still here. I'm still here. TV is still working. Hey, the only big deal about Y2K was Buick's Not to Worry event. Matter of fact, that's still going too, but it ends January 3rd. And during Buick's Not to Worry event, get a special Millennium package offer. You doing the math? On the Century 2000 Special Edition. I was never worried about a thing. You know, I just get a little thirsty sometimes.
Sooner or later, you're going to quit smoking. So consider this. A quit date this good won't come along for another 1,000 years. Don't waste it. Quit with Nicoderm CQ. CQ's got the 3 gradual steps, and hundreds of thousands of smokers have already quit with it. Wasn't 1 millennium smoking enough? Start the next one with Nicoderm CQ. The power to calm, the power to comfort, the power to help you quit.
To prove the power of interstate batteries, today I'm racing the family cruiser with my family. Joe and Norm are catching a few rays, and looky there, my wife's getting a full makeover.
Interstate, the official battery of the family car.
Flip.
It's Super January on ABC. SEC champion Alabama faces Michigan in the FedEx Orange Bowl.
So we're back 5.5 yards away from their own end zone following that 33-yard punt.
Ron, they've been successful running the quick screen, the out, faking the toss sweep one way and coming back with a quick screen. Let's see if they try to pull that out one more time.
Okay, you got Phillips on one side and you got Edwards on the other. This is their worst field position to start a drive of the day. Pass tripped up first by Adele. Adele got out and got a hand on him. Otherwise, he might have had a lot of running room. He's a senior out of Indianapolis. Clock going under 7 minutes left in the ballgame. Two tight ends, Johnson and McMichael. Carter sets in the end zone, deep over the middle, and almost intercepted, and it was caught by Johnson. Just took it away from him.
Great catch. Ralph Turner on the coverage. 6'6", 258 pounds. Javaris Johnson just snatched it out of the air. Quincy Carter trying to hit this too deep coverage right down the middle. Right here's he got Javaris Johnson. Nope, on the other side. I drew the wrong guy up. Javaris Johnson coming from the right side. Look at him snatch that football away from number 8, Ralph Turner.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I thought Turner thought he had an interception also. Huge first down for Georgia. They move it out to their own 30-yard line. Here's the reverse. Ball is fumbled by a moment by Edwards, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. Joe Odom. Joe stayed at home, or at least was just in the zip code and made the tackle.
They had success running a reverse early in the ball game to Terrence Edwards for a touchdown. Tried to come back with another one right here. May have had more yardage if he just doesn't bobble the pitch is high. But you're right, Joe Odom stayed at home. Still looking for that quick screen.
Football will bounce strangely, won't it?
Both tight ends, two tight ends in the ball game, trying to work them against too deep.
Carter sets the pressure on him. Now he runs up into the pocket. Hit from behind, and he is going to be sacked by Adele. Well, actually, it's not a sack. He will pick up a couple of yards on the play. Now it's third down, Georgia. They've got to take it up to their own 40-yard line. Clock runs with 5:10, now 5:09 remaining in the ball game.
Ron, remember, Georgia spent some timeouts in this third quarter. They only have one left.
Georgia 3 of 9 on third down conversions. That middle screen. This is Greer. Breaks one tackle, breaks another. Flag is down as he is going to be hammered down at the 40-yard line by Dinkins. But let's go back and check the marker at the 33. It's a 32-yard gain if that flag is not against Georgia.
Offside on the defense. The penalties decline. The game's sufficient for a first down.
Yep, sufficient plus about 20 yards. 32 yards in the play. That's another one out of their playbook that's been successful. That middle screen.
The middle screen, the quick screen on the outside. They've been able to get big yardage, and Michael Greer with a nice run after he catches this football. Letting the rush come to Quincy Carter, dumps the ball off, and Michael Greer picks up some very nice blocks. It avoids tackle.
16 of 24, 202 yards for Quincy Carter. good protection by that offensive line, and he's got it to McMichael, the tight end. And the big freshman will have another first down, this time to the 26, and it's a gain of 13. Odom put the stop on him. Mike, I think by the time that McMichael graduates, he is going to be an All-American and maybe a couple of times. He is a really fine-looking athlete.
Yeah, I agree. They had two good tight ends, and then they graduated in McMichael and Johnson. Give them the same kind of players that they had here. Quincy Carter trying to win this quarterback duel.
Carter has hit his last 8 passes in a row. Make it 9. Caught by Edwards, and oh boy. He caught the defender, Hawthorne, at the same time. It's for a loss. See big Steve Herndon out there, the senior left guard. He was out front to block. Not much he could do because the corner was already on top of the play.
Again, the clock becomes a factor because of not having those timeouts.
.308, 307. Carter on second down, pumped it once. Now goes incomplete at the 18, and he got his man turned around. LeBron Mitchell is Botts, number 42, Brent Botts, a junior from Cincinnati, was putting on pressure.
Yeah, Botts is the backup defensive end. Purdue trying to get fresh people in there to chase the quarterback.
Yeah.
Tight ends have been effective here in the second half for Jim Donnan. You find McMichael again.
Georgia has only one timeout left, and both timeouts, as Mike said, came in the third quarter when they were confused on offensive sets.
3 tight ends right here, Javaris Johnson and McMichael.
He's looking for McMichael, and he dropped the football. Hit him right in the hands. Oh boy, it is 4th down, Georgia. It always happens when you brag on something.
Yeah, because they've only got one timeout left. I don't know if you can figure you're going to get the football back. You got to go for this. Fourth down play. Jim Donnan's going to take his final timeout here and talk about it.
2:50 remaining in the ball game. Last time out for the Georgia Bulldogs, so we'll take the break with them. 25-18 Purdue.
I'm Mark John Jeffries for People PC. Many people wonder how good a computer People PC can possibly offer for just $24.95 a month, along with unlimited internet access, in-home service, and great deals. Is a People PC computer a no-name piece of free-world junk? No, my friend, it's not. It's the brand you know with all the power you need to send emails, manage your finances, and play important new video games. I hope this clears up any ambiguity.
Discover the amazing training secrets of Baseball World's dynamic practice organization video, featuring professional scout and instructor Tommy Mansky and his famous step-by-step building block approach to athletic training. These are the same techniques that have produced Baseball World's back-to-back-to-back AAU national championship teams. Parents, players, and coaches are amazed at the rapid improvement of students using these principles, enhancing arm strength, running speed, quickness, and agility. Dynamic practice organization works for all ages and levels of ability and makes a great gift too. Order now.
ESPN Classic presents a spectacular sports movie. Oh, my God. Viva Knievel! Suspense at every turn. Does Evel Knievel's heart race for Lauren Hutton? Why is Leslie Nielsen so angry at this phone?
What makes you think I'd like to find out?
It's a real classic. It's Viva Knievel! Sunday, January 9th at 9, only on ESPN Classic. To get ESPN Classic, call 1-800-CLASSIC today.
25-18 Purdue, and the best storyline of this one so far, Drew Brees, 33 of 53, 350 yards, 4 touchdowns. Quincy Carter, 252 yards, 1 rushing touchdown. Total yards, Purdue 514 and Georgia 347.
Ron, important here if you're Purdue that you have somebody on Quincy Carter. Find him on the rush, that if he takes off, that you do not allow him to pick up the first down running.
4th down. The line to make is the 16. They are 0 of 2 on 4th down tries today. Carter. Pressure is on. Drills it. Got it complete to Edwards. 1st and goal, Georgia inside the 10.
Boy, he threw that ball on a rope to Terrence Edwards. Good, strong arm by Quincy Carter. Terrence Edwards fell down, picked himself back up, and made the biggest catch of the season for Georgia.
That's a good way to decoy yourself. Edwards, 8 catches, 97 yards. Clock runs with 2 minutes and 27 seconds to play. Quarterback draw. Carter tackled at the 5, maybe just inside. Adele tripped him up.
Adele's had a good second half here for the Purdue defense. Made a lot of big plays at Coffeyville Junior College transfer. Georgia with no timeouts left. They'd like to use all this clock and get in the end zone.
Here's where the quarterback size really plays in your favor. You could give it to him 4 straight times just like now, and he can cover 5 yards.
Yeah, he's dangerous on the option right here. Purdue needs to think about using their timeouts. They got 3 left.
12th play of the drive. It started back at the 6-yard line. Here comes the option. I'm not sure he was down. That's a good call. His knee was on the ground before the pitch came. Box was putting on pressure, but Randy Crystal, the referee, came running immediately, pointing his finger at the spot where the pitch was made, and his knee was on the turf.
Now Purdue's going to use a timeout, a twofold, Ron, to save themselves some time, but to get their defense huddled on the sideline. It's a defense that's worn down. They've been on the field most of the second half.
So Purdue leads it 25-18, and now the Georgia Bulldogs with 1:29 left trying to put it in the end zone and at least tie this one. What a drive. Started back at the 6-yard line, about the 5.5-yard line. Remember, Purdue caught the punt. They picked up the huge 3rd down play over the middle. And now the 4th down catch by Edwards. And they stand with a 3rd down and goal.
That's what you expect out of great players. Quincy Carter, a great quarterback.
Rolls it to the left. Here comes pressure. Going to throw back over the middle, and it is tipped by McMichael. I thought it was Fells who had the interception.
Quincy Carter put that one up for grabs. They had a shot at it. McMichael again showing what a great player that he is.
Pat Hines to attempt the extra point. Got a good one, and we are tied. And there was a flag down.
Penalties on Purdue.
It's going to be for either roughing or running into the kicker. Turner is the man who was shaken up. Now, Mike, this is important as far as the kickoff. If it's running into, They make a decision and take it now, and it's nothing. If it's the 15-yard penalty, it comes on the kickoff, doesn't it?
Taking the penalty on the kickoff.
That's what I thought. It comes on the kickoff, which means now that Georgia gets another advantage. A line drive kick. You might kick it off someone and cause Purdue to turn the football over.
Ron, you got to like Georgia's grit to stay in this ball game. They've never give up. Here's McMichael waving for the football. Fells.
See, he tipped that ball. That's what I thought. Beasley thought he had the interception, and then it went right by Fells and came down into the arms of McMichael. That's where Fells looks up. He can't believe it. He thought that they were going to get the football. So we can only say turn the clock back just over a year, and Drew Brees with his ball club trailing at that time over behind Kansas State in the Alamo Bowl, drove them the length of the field in just over a minute and a half, and they came from behind to win. In fact, let's just take a look right here. Just 30 seconds to play, and that come from behind toss right there, and an upset win over K-State.
Ron, Purdue still has 2 timeouts left. They used one, a defensive timeout. And we're in good position to intercept that football. Just let it go through their hands.
Well, the question that Purdue faithful has to be asking right now, that field goal that Dorsch protested so vehemently, and I'm not so sure that he wasn't right.
No, I agree.
Brees 33 of 53, 355 yards, and that sets a new Outback record. 4 touchdowns. That ties the record. Brown got it complete to him, and he'll step out of bounds.
Pass complete.
Drew Brees trying to answer Quincy Carter.
Georgia's dropped off so deep with the secondary, which you would expect. It's going to be very, very hard, virtually impossible to get anything over the top of. Brees on second down, drills this one complete for the touchdown, or for the first down. That's Randall Lane, and he'll take it to the 35.
As you said, Georgia's just trying to keep everything in front of them. Dorsch would like to have another chance to kick a field goal to win this.
Well, his longest actually came in 1998 season. Twice he hit the field goals at 37 yards. Brees got this one, but couldn't hold on. Too tall. And out of bounds.
Pass intended for number 84, Randall Lane, incomplete. Second down.
Keep thinking about Purdue's chances in the first half to nail this one shut. And the big interception by Jamie Henderson, which turned the game. That was a 10-point swing.
Well, think about this. It all started also with a missed extra point. They haven't scored since then. That was early in the second quarter. Brees almost. Crowd wanted interference. I don't think so. I don't think he got there too soon.
Larry Mann on the coverage against Randall Lane.
Well, what you got to do right here is you certainly, if you're Purdue, don't want to give the football back to Georgia with an opportunity with time on the clock And on the other hand, deep over the middle with help all over the place. You don't want to throw that driller either because it gets tipped and then it's intercepted.
Maybe a draw play right here or some safe pass by Drew Brees.
9 of 16 on third down conversions. Brees had it hit on his shoulder pad. Chambers is the man who made the hit.
And now they got to punt the football, Ron.
That's what I'm talking about, and they got time.
Seconds.
Now, if I'm Purdue, I don't kick it to Patrick Pass because the difference that you have really seen is on special teams as far as speed in these two teams. I'd kick the ball out of bounds. I wouldn't care if it didn't go but 25 yards.
For Georgia, number 6, Patrick Pass. He received the punt.
Georgia may come after this one.
26, Danny Rogers, the punt.
Kendrell Bell has blocked 4 kicks. Number 37.
Beautiful spiral. Pass looking back over his shoulder. Actually tripped over his own guy at the 21-yard line. 53 yards in the kick and 9 on the return. Well, coming up next, the 1999 Best of Roy Firestone up close. An hour-long special with some of sports' greatest and most influential athletes and the moments they shared with Roy on Up Close. From Pete Rose to Lawrence Taylor to Andre Agassi and many more up close.
Ron, I think with his field position right here, if I was Jim Donnan, I'd do something real safe here, and if I don't bust it, I'd play to overtime. Don't have any timeouts left.
He wanted to throw that screen back to the other side, and the ball is incomplete. And Purdue did a nice job of having the defenders out there.
Yeah, number 11
Hawthorne
was sitting back on Hawthorne. He knew he was trying to go back to Terrence Edwards.
Quincy looked over his shoulder once, then looked over it again. And Hawthorne was out there and said, okay, throw it. Nice job defensively.
That's what they're playing for.
The Boomerang Trophy.
Purdue's played a lot in the second half on defense in this second half. Their defense has spent themselves.
Quarterback draw by Carter.
He's going to let this clock run out right here and play to overtime. Purdue's going to make him force the timeout. Purdue goes back and looks at this tape, Ron. The many chances they had to put this game away early in the ball game. And Georgia's got to feel very fortunate that they were still around. And that Purdue made those mistakes. And then I go back to the interception by Jamie Henderson. May have been the biggest play in this entire season for Georgia. With Drew Brees knocking on the door to put him away.
Well, coming up tomorrow night at ESPN National Hockey Night from the Windy City. Owen Nolan leads the San Jose Sharks into Chicago to face off against the Blackhawks. Game time 8:30 Eastern from the United Center. ESPN and ABC, your exclusive networks for the National Hockey League.
Purdue still with one timeout. They can force, if Georgia doesn't get a first down here, they can force the punt.
(20 of 31 for 243 yards and a touchdown by Quincy Carter. Dinkins in hot pursuit. Net pass well overthrown. In fact, it just went into the Purdue bench.
Now with 9 seconds, Purdue's going to go after this punt.
down and pacing. As I mentioned, it all started with a missed extra point. That was on the second touchdown by Purdue. So then on their third touchdown, they went for two, failed. Fourth touchdown, went for two, and failed on that.
Nobody back to Purdue. They're going to rush. 11.
And he just ran over the kicker.
Willie Fells, number 40.
Willie Fells. Willie's trying to say that the ball that he tipped it. only thing that Willie tipped was the punter, and he tipped him right over. Knocked him flat.
It'll give you the ball up to about the 35. Now you need to start thinking about one play, one Hail Mary play, and I'm sure Jim Don is starting to think about overtime also. They may turn this penalty down.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker on the defense. It'll be a 15-yard penalty. The game will be extended by one play.
So, Ron, you just hang one up here if you want to take a shot.
Well, why not? Because if there's another defensive penalty,
you get a chance for a field goal.
Actually, wind up having they'd have to have a couple of plays with a couple of penalties because half Hines,
because
his longest is what?
College rule.
54 yards. Georgia with what should be the final play of the game unless there is another penalty on the defense. That ball is tipped and almost intercepted. Odom cut in front. Good heavens, he would have, well, he's not that fast. He wouldn't have walked in, but he could have been headed in the right direction with nobody around him. Whoa.
Quincy trying to throw the quick screen over there on the left side. Number 51, Joe Odom, reads it the whole way. Almost threw it right to him. Now, Ron, it becomes important to win this toss and play defense first. And Purdue, I'm sure, wants the ball down to our right side. Georgia wants it on the left.
So we will take a break. We'll be right back for the coin toss after this.
Hey, Ray, those brake pads really did the trick.
Great.
I got a couple more things I need. Do you think you have these?
Think? No problem. Hey, Jeff, can you get these for Dan?
I'm on it.
Hey, Dan, here you go. Anything else?
No, I think this'll do it.
All right, great.
Thanks, guys.
Not as fast as Charlotte.
Yeah, I know. I was a little slow in that turn at aisle 3.
Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
For most anything that ails your stomach this season, give it peace and goodwill with Pepto-Bismol.
So we got overtime tied at 25 apiece between Purdue and Georgia as Georgia comes back to score 25 unanswered points. Here are the rules for overtime. Coin toss with a choice of either offense or defense or the end of the field that you want. Each team gets one possession from the opponent's 25. No game clock, a play clock only. And teams must go for 2-point conversions. That is after the second overtime.
You always want to play defense first.
Yeah. You know what, Mike? This has been a fun ball game to watch, but it is a great example of why the rules in college football need to be changed. 4 hours and 5 minutes for a college football game. It should be 3 hours, but we're living under rules of when they didn't throw the football. It was only running rules.
They need to go the NFL rules. They sped their game up.
Okay, just to run through it. kind of tricky for you. The winner of the toss will have 1 of 3 different options. Offense, defense will take the end. Purdue is still the visiting team, so you'll call the toss. That's head. Call the color. So that's tail. I'm going to let it hit the ground. So what do you want? You want heads or tails? He's just called head. Did you see what heads is? Yeah. Okay. It's tail. Georgia, it's your offense. They want to go defense. What end do you want to play? Go towards this defense. Okay. You got it?
Okay, so Randy Crystal, the referee, with the coin toss, and it looks like Georgia's going to be on defense first.
Well, let's take a look at the... Yep, Georgia won the toss. Let's look at the field goal. Travis Dorsch, this was in the 4th quarter. And he kicks it, and it appears to go over the goalpost. Of course, the official at the bottom says no good, and Dorsch comes running down to argue the call. Could have been the difference in this football game. And then the touchdown pass,
it was
catch by McMichael.
Tipped by 2 Purdue players, and it came down to McMichael. So maybe Georgia is supposed to win this football game. They certainly have an opportunity now.
We're going to get a chance to see both these quarterbacks under pressure all day. Drew Brees and Quincy Carter tried to answer each other. Kevin Ramsey with a nice job here getting his ball club back in this football game. Georgia defensively. And Purdue took the ball down here where their fans are all down here. See the 4 touchdowns by Drew Brees. 2 touchdowns, a pass and a rush for Quincy Carter. Headliners in college football next fall. Jim Donnan's got a Division I AA background in Marshall, so he's been in overtime situations before.
Well, when we came on the air today, we talked about the marquee players. The ones that were garnering the headlines were the ones that were talked about from the day this matchup was announced, and that was the 2 quarterbacks. And neither has disappointed. No. Neither has disappointed.
Been a great ball game.
So Purdue will go on offense first.
They've had success at this end of the field.
Brees, throwback screen, and that ball is tipped, and I'll tell you what, Orantis Grant was very, very close. If you turn the ball over in overtime, for all intent and purposes, you're just about roasted. You're just about done. They can come right to the line of scrimmage. The other team can kick a field goal in your history.
Drew Brees has not been sharp in the second half.
No, he really hasn't.
He's been off.
I don't know if the long halftime, what it was, if his arm stiffened up or what. His total number is 35 of 59. 370 yards and 4 touchdowns. 1 interception. Brees is sacked. Millard.
He's the player that Georgia figures is going to be able to get the best pass rush. Makes the hit on Drew Brees, and now Purdue in dire straits. Well, you got to give credit to Kevin Ramsey. You know, people talked, Adrian talked about the tough finish that they had, but I tell you, this defense has stayed in here. Kevin has done a marvelous job today keeping this team a chance to win.
3 sacks, Only had 12 all season. Throws it underneath to Daniels. And Daniels going to be stopped at the 26. And now it's 4th down. And Purdue, if they want to stay alive, they got to pick up 11 yards or go for the field goal right here. And it looks as though Travis Dorsch is coming out.
Yeah, this is the reason you want to go on defense. First, you want to make them make the decision so you know what you've got to do when you get to football.
Danny Rogers, who was the punter, is the holder, and he'll place it down at the 33-yard line. So it's a 43-yard attempt. Way wide right. The kicking game has really kicked Purdue today. That wasn't even close, Mike.
No. And you get the sack, get a good play by the defense, sets up the offense now with a chance to win it. Hap Hines becomes the man for Georgia now. They can get him set. Just off to the right. Wesley Carter getting ready to take his team.
They don't have to do too terribly much. Hap Hines on the sideline, and Georgia knows that right now they are sitting in the catbird seat. Breaks one tackle, breaks a second, and down the sideline will be stopped at the 15. But maybe the last play you see by the offense, we may see Hap Hines right now.
I think, Ron, they'll try to get the ball in the middle of the field, though, a little bit more. Get the ball in the left hash, try to set a play up where you get it in the middle of the field.
Pass the lone setback. Let's see where they're going to step him out at around the 5-yard line. Hawthorne pushed him out.
They are having their way now with Purdue's defense. Purdue's a tired defensive football team. They're running the football the left side of the line behind Jonas Jennings, Steve Herndon, and Miles Lucky. Jim Donnan doesn't want to let it ride on the field goal.
And McMichael just walked toward the bench and pretended as though he was kicking, and they hollered and said, "Get back in the huddle." Robert Arnaud is the only setback this time. Quarterback draw. Carter will have 1 yard, and I think he's going to have enough for the first down, which means it'll be 1st and goal as Odom came up to stop him.
SEC football team just hung around here, Ron, with a chance to win.
Will you stop and think, as I mentioned, on the second touchdown, the missed extra point, that started everything.
Right.
If he kicks every extra point, that's 28. And regardless of what combinations Georgia would have come up with, they could not have sent this game to overtime. Patrick pass close to the 3. Box is down on the bottom of the stack.
That's set up for the field goal right now. Jim Donnan wants to take it. Yep, he's going to take it right now. He set it up perfect.
So Hap Hines with an opportunity to win this for the Georgia Bulldogs. 21 yards.
Purdue's got a timeout they could use right here.
the Georgia Bulldogs scored 28 unanswered points and shot Purdue after being down 25-0. And they win in overtime on Hep Hines' 21-yard field goal.